Welcome back to
Mhm.
our latest edition of Hanging with the Howards. One is in Alabama, the other one is in Arkansas, or
Yeah,
as some people would like to call it, Arkansas. Yeah, see,
not correct.
already getting the disapproval from my lovely wife, Tish. Tish, how are you doing on this wonderful journey? You being in Arkansas.
I'm doing good. Have a lot going on, which we'll get into here in a few minutes, but have a lot going on, but very thankful for everything. Very
Well,
thankful.
that's all we can be is thankful, right?
Mhm.
Um, so you know, we want to start off by talking about where we left off. Obviously, was um, coming back from the cruise. We're in the month of June now,
Mhm.
um, and for us, even though it was somewhat of a slower month, it was still a fast-paced month. We took some time to go visit um, our nephew and his little graduation.
It was so
Um,
cute.
it really was in Franklin, Tennessee. And
Mhm.
for those that know me, I certainly love Nashville.
Yes,
Uh,
you did.
I love Nashville. But it was good. It was good. That was a wonderful experience. And
Mhm.
what was funny, Tish, was the fact that we go to this graduation. I really have no expectations of seeing anybody, and I kid you not, we get done with the graduation, and I see this gentleman walking around. I said, "Wait a minute, I know that guy," and that was the Tennessee State men's basketball player, or head coach, Nolan Smith. He used to play at Duke. So to me, that was exciting. Hey, I got to
Mhm.
see somebody I knew, and certainly wasn't expecting it. But I know that you enjoyed that time, especially
Yeah.
being there and celebrating those moments.
Yeah, yeah, it's always good when you can, come together for those special moments, in your family's lives. And, it was a kindergarten or pre-K, actually, pre-K graduation. He'll be starting kindergarten. So it's always good, where you can go and spend time with family to be able to celebrate those little moments.
Yeah, and then from there coming back home, and then quickly for myself turning around and making a
Hmm.
trip to Mobile for a press conference, and then coming right back, only to get back in a car, and now we're going back to Arkansas to celebrate your mother's birthday.
Right.
How awesome was that? I mean, I felt like that was a great time, great moments. For me, it was something different.
Hmm.
Plus, wearing a cowboy hat, that was definitely different.
Yeah,
But um, yeah, how
it was
awesome was
good.
that for you?
That was a very good experience. Once again, we had a lot of family to come in, some family from out of state. My mom turned 80. So we had like a little kind of like a little banquet style birthday celebration for her. My sister Keisha is very creative, so like she had gifts like from every decade, of her life. Just little trinkets like from her past, that Keisha was able to like to recreate. Just had some good food and fellowship with family and friends. So that was very good. Everyone
Yeah,
enjoyed themselves.
I thought it was pretty awesome. Now, I mean, the night before and setting up and decorating, look, that's
Hmm.
not my forte. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
But
Gotta
I
put
thought
the
that,
work
that
in.
what's that?
So we gotta put the work in.
Oh yeah, yeah. I got a news flash for you. In the months of June and July, Brian don't put in the work, man. Okay, I work
When
I work ten
when
months out
needed.
of the year. 10 months.
When needed. Mhm.
10 months. Look at you drinking a Dr. Pepper. You
It's
know.
a Dr. Pepper zero. I didn't put my diet Dr. Pepper in the freezer, so I didn't have one cold. So
Now that is
that's
that is
all that was available.
That is truly, truly remarkable and funny, right there. I'm actually sitting here trying to find this one item on my phone. I can't even find it, but I had to share this moment with these fine people on this podcast. Actually, I just found it, so I'm gonna try and share it.
Oh
Um,
my.
if everybody could see that photo right there, if you
What
could
is
see that
that?
photo, yes, that is my wife when she got married the first time. Don't she look gorgeous?
Oh my gosh, really?
That looks gorgeous right there. She looks absolutely wonderful. Look at her. She
I
she
know
she
you did
blushes.
not. You
She
took
is
a picture
blushing.
of that?
Oh, of course, of course. Because here's the thing, I didn't get to see you. When you're at these types of events, and you're right. Your mom turned 80, and I get the task and the duty for those that weren't there. I'm gonna lay it all out. The night before, it's like a mad scramble. I played babysitter. My wife got me upset, but it was okay. I love her to death. I'm just kidding. But then the next day, you're getting to the event early. Early is on time, and there still has to be stuff that has to get set up.
Yeah.
And so I had um, from setting up a computer to putting pictures on the wall, and I start putting these pictures up, and oh, here's my beautiful and gorgeous wife in her wedding dress from her previous marriage, and she just looked absolutely gorgeous. So I had to share that moment with you. Yes,
You never know what you're gonna do.
well, I had to take a picture so I could remind myself how gorgeous you are.
Oh, yeah, I didn't realize you had taken a picture of that, but
Well,
oh,
I just dig myself a grave. It's okay. It's good talks.
pretty
Uh,
much. Oh well.
so, but that rolled us right back in. Your mom's birthday. Get back in the car. Come back to Alabama. But we got a guest. We got two guests in
Yes.
in our car, and I think I heard the word truck at least close to 1,000 times from Arkansas to Alabama. Our little grandson, Chuck,
Yes.
Chuck,
He loves trucks.
he loves so much trucks. And then, I had to teach him all kinds of different trucks. Hey, that's a pickup truck. Pia Chuck, Pia Chuck.
Hmm.
Bless his heart, can't say pickup, but he's Pia Chuck.
He
Um,
tried.
so, no, it was good for them to come back with us. Obviously,
Mhm.
then we go and spend July 4th, in Franklin, Tennessee.
Yeah.
Um, and I thought that was pretty interesting. We went to Opryland Mall,
Hmm.
and I really didn't know the history of Opryland Mall until, like, I guess a TikTok video showed up, whatever it was,
Oh, okay.
and it was talking about, hey, that used to be an amusement park. That location was an amusement park, and then they changed it, you know, early 2000s or late 1990s or whatever it was,
Hmm.
changed it to a mall. Um, it was big. I can tell you that much.
It was really nice.
I got my steps in on that day for sure. Um,
Yeah, that was kind of our ended up being our family vacation. Normally, we'll take a big vacation every year, but just with so much going on with everybody, not just me, but everybody has done a lot of traveling. Just had a lot going on this year, so we decided because we were going to go maybe like to Atlanta or up to Kentucky or something like that. But we decided with everything that has gone on, we were just going to just sit there and just enjoy each other for a few days, So we haven't done that in a long time because usually we'll take a family vacation, every summer. But it was just a lot going on this year. So we're like, you know what? We're just going to have a staycation, we'll travel, to one spot, but just basically, do a little shopping here and there, a couple of local things, and just pretty much just like enjoy each other, for a few days.
no, I thought that was pretty important, and certainly had a lot of good times, fun times. While all this is transpiring, obviously the World Cup is going on.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
Obviously I'm a huge soccer fan. My wife is a huge hey take a nap while soccer is on fan.
A good
Um,
sleep aid for
yeah,
me.
100%. I saw plenty of soccer from early June all the way through the middle of July. So
Uh-huh.
I'm soccered out for another 4 more years. Um, but yeah, we came back from that. Now we got our daughter and our grandson for about
Mhm.
3 to 4 weeks, um, and that was fun. I mean, honestly, that was fun. He's a
Yeah,
handful though. Um,
definitely.
yeah, definitely.
At
But
2.
yeah, I'm gonna tell you right now, he loves walks. Okay, guys, he loves walks,
He
and
loves
it ain't
outside.
he loves being outside. If you say outside, he's gone. If you say walk, he gone. If you say run, he gone. Right?
Hmm.
And so it was a pleasure and a joy just to have him around. I miss him.
Hmm.
I miss some of the things that he does. Not him looking at videos though,
Yes,
because
he loves videos of himself usually, but he'll watch something else, but he prefers himself
you
to
know
watch himself.
what was interesting was is that one night he wanted to watch a video and then he got up there and I was on TikTok and we're watching Lionel Richie from live from Disney
Hmm.
on and he just sat there and watched like I was giving him the lowdown about Lionel Richie. So I mean, um, but he is so cute. He says crocodile, so sweet,
Hmm.
crocodile.
Yeah,
Like
he has a little learning book and he goes over the animals and the vehicles and all of that, colors. The
absolutely.
crocodile is his favorite.
Yeah, it's my favorite when he said crocodile.
Mhm. He gets so excited.
And then that rolls us obviously. We've been through July. Um, for you, it's a special time at the end of the month because you get to go back home. You got a family reunion. Um,
Hmm.
I was actually telling one of the sports reporters today what for me, my lens at least, is you get to go back to this family reunion, and I feel bad because I never get to enjoy that, right?
Yeah,
And so you get an opportunity to enjoy and have fun and all that, but there's a side that I never get to see,
yeah.
and there's people from your family that don't even know I exist,
They
they
know you
nah,
exist.
they think I'm casting
Everybody
for
asks
vote.
about you. I was like, well, football season starts this time of year. So they're like, yeah, yeah, that's right. That's right. So they understand, but I mean, it just all coincides at the same time.
It,
So,
it's
but
all
they
yeah.
all ask,
Well, at least from my lens, I can at least share that it's that FOMO, the fear of missing out, I guess.
oh,
Um,
yeah,
when it comes to that. So yeah, you've been gone for it's less than a week, and I miss you
just a
already.
few days.
No,
Yes.
no, it ain't been no few days. It's been five.
Yes.
It's been
Okay.
five. You want to know how I know the days? Because football practice started on the day that you left, and today was day 5 of fall camp.
Mm,
Well, really six total days, but you know what I mean.
yeah.
Anyways, so but there's also another reason why you're in the state of Arkansas, and so for some of you that have been following the journey, and especially like the last podcast, you got we shared some things. Tish really shared some things of what was going on with her. And
Hmm.
so, we ask obviously, Thursday's a big day in our family, and that we ask that you cover our family with prayers.
Hmm.
Um, but Tish, talk a little bit about this particular journey. Um, I know for you, you have a different lens than I have.
Hmm.
I've started using the word lens because we all see things in different ways. So talk about this journey because I know for you, you keep yourself busy all the time.
Yeah.
So for this experience, it's going to be a little bit different.
Right. Yeah, so from doing the last podcast, I basically announced that I received a breast cancer diagnosis. back in April. So we finally come to the point to where Thursday I will have a surgery. Um, I will have a mastectomy on Thursday. It's been very emotional at times, but at the same time, just trying to face the new reality of what I'm about to of what pretty much just of what's about to happen. I've been staying busy, keeping my mind occupied. But I will say, I've gotten so much support, from everybody. Some definitely, you expect your family and your close friends and stuff, but I've also gotten, some very good support from, my coworkers, classmates. Everybody's just been very supportive, and that means a lot to me. We all know somebody that's going through this or has gone through this, and it's not easy. But that's also where my faith has to step in. I just have to trust and believe that everything is going to be okay. And I'm telling everybody, my biggest fear is I just don't want to be put to sleep. I've never been unconscious before. I haven't, I've never broken anything. I've never had my wisdom teeth out, my tonsils out, like nothing. And like the anesthesiologist, well, the nurse that called yesterday, he was asking me questions, and he was like, have you had any allergic reactions to anesthesia? And I said, I've never had any. And he was like, wow, that's impressive. So that's really my biggest fear. I know that this is the beginning of, or the continuing, I guess, um, of a pretty long journey for me. I'll be out. So it's supposed to be 6 to 8 weeks. So I'm just kind of been preparing myself and trying to stay busy. It's almost like I talked to my boss today, and I was telling her, I was like, yeah, I just got through shampooing some carpet and stuff like that. And we talked about it. It was like, it's almost like a nesting, like the pregnant my moms do right before they have the baby. Like you go into like this nesting mode where like, you're constantly like cleaning, just doing this little odds and ends stuff. So it's pretty much what I've been doing, like since I got to Arkansas. I would go out to my house every day, and I'm washing couch covers and I'm mopping and I'm cleaning carpets. I'm just doing things to keep my mind occupied. Because what is that saying? An idle mind, it's a devil's workshop or something like that, some kind of saying like
True.
that.
True.
And so I try to keep myself busy. Number one, because I know over the next 2 weeks I'm not going to be able. Um, oh, I'm not going to be able to do a whole lot. But number two, I'm just trying to keep my mind occupied, keep my mind on things, positive things. Just trying to stay active up until the time. So, like Ron said, I'm asking for all of your support, all of your prayers, and, you know, such is life is what I've been saying. It's kind of been my phrase, such is life. Things happen. We make our plans, but we know, God has the ultimate plan. So, everything is going to be okay, and we'll just get through this. But Brian, I know that you kind of, like you said, you see things from a different lens. So like, what are some of your emotions that you've been having to deal with?
Well, I mean, I don't necessarily, I don't necessarily talk about it, right? Like, it's not one thing. Like, breast breast cancer isn't something that I really share. You know, and it wasn't until today, really, that I really even talked about it
Mm-hmm.
in a sense. But The first person that I really remember passing away um, was my grandmother, my mom's mom,
Mm-hmm.
and she died of breast cancer. And if it wasn't for her, I don't know if I would ever be in athletics either. Obviously I credit my father, but my grandmother was also great. So supportive. I mean, we sat there and watched sports day in day out. Every time I went to visit, um, and I literally was talking about this one particular moment today, where I said I can still see her as if it was yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
She's been gone. She passed away in, I want to say, 1985, 1984, 85,
Mm-hmm.
right? But I can still see her today and laying in a hospital bed in the living room. Back when they would, you would have the bed in the house,
Yeah.
in the living room, and we're watching the Bayou Classic on TV. I
Hmm.
think Doug Williams was playing quarterback. I don't know. Somebody was playing quarterback for Grambling at that time. And I remember when she passed away.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, just, I couldn't go, like, I really couldn't survive the funeral in a sense, right? I was
Mm-hmm.
just overcome with emotion. And so this process, this lens is difficult in a sense. One, I'm thankful that they caught this so super early,
Mm-hmm.
right? But then, there's a lot that goes into everything, between your surgery and I left the decision up to you in a sense, right? I said, okay, well, you're from Arkansas, you got family there. Where do you want to have it? And you had said Arkansas, and my heart sank in a sense because I'm gonna be gone from you,
Mm-hmm.
and it takes away me caring in a sense, being right there, not necessarily hovering over you, but taking care of you.
Yeah.
And so, but for you, how caring and sweet you were also thinking of me in a sense
Mm-hmm.
too, right? And it was like, hey, I want to be in Arkansas because I do have family there um, that have gone through this,
Mm-hmm.
and this will allow for you to work,
Yeah.
right? And so I don't know how good or bad that may be for me, right? Because there are times where I am super busy,
Mm-hmm.
obviously, right? And then there are times where I'm not as busy, and it will allow for my mind to roam, right?
Yeah.
Um, so from my particular lens, it has been difficult. It's probably more so difficult because you're not here,
Right.
because I'm used to you being here. I'm used to taking care of you, whatever. You taking care of me, when I'm sick. Um, so it has been a little bit difficult from my lens.
Right.
And at least I can be transparent and honest through that whole process because it's not easy,
Yeah.
And today I probably was probably the worst day,
Mm-hmm.
just breaking down and crying because yeah, I get to see you tomorrow, but I know what's behind tomorrow,
Right.
right? So, um, you know, um, I'm super blessed because I do have a boss that he's had some health issues. I've had a boss whose wife goes through stuff. There's I'm super blessed for a lot of those things, but this is my first time, and there's no roadmap to say, hey, by the way, here's how you navigate this.
Right.
So from my lens, it has been difficult. Like, and I
Mm-hmm.
don't share. I try and stay strong for you, but there's times where I can't be strong.
Yeah.
So, um, so yeah, from my lens, it's just been a little bit more difficult than I
Yeah.
thought it probably would have been.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely uncharted waters, for both of us. Because even though, like, my uh, sisters have been through it, my mom's been through it, and I was, younger, like when this happened to my mom. So, but like with my sisters, I wasn't like in the house, with them. So I wasn't like, right there, right there. So, this is definitely like uncharted waters for both of us. Like, I don't know really what to expect,
Right.
they told me, I'm not going to be helpless. They said, get up, do things or whatever. But in saying that, there's of course no lifting, no pushing, no pulling, no this or that. So basically, I'll literally just be like existing. And for those of you who don't know, that's what I do for a living. I work with people, I lift people, I walk people, I transfer people. That's what I do for a living. So it's like for me to stop doing all of that
Right.
for a month and a half, 2 months, that's going to be hard for me, because that's literally what I do every day. Um, so, it's just going to be, um, it's going to be temporary. That's kind of what I'm looking at it as. Sometimes, we go so much that God just has a way of just making us sit down, for a little while.
True. Uh,
Interruptions. So it's pretty much what I'm seeing this as this time. It's just, it's just allowing me to take care of me.
right.
Like we were talking about how the only time I've been off work, was just to take care, like when I had my daughters. I don't know. I'm sorry for the interruptions. So it's like everybody wants to like my ring is going off, everything is going off. But anyway, the only times that I've been, off of work is to take care of my daughters. That's the only time I've ever been in the hospital is to have my daughters. So all of this stuff is new to me. And the thought of sitting down and taking care of myself for an extended amount of time, I just can't wrap my head around it because I've never done it before. Um, so but I did tell my coworkers that hey, I'm in Arkansas and Arkansas does have the lottery. So I'm gonna allow myself $5 a week while I'm off. So hey, if I hit the lottery, I ain't coming back. But if I don't, then I'll be back in 6 to 8 weeks. So
Well,
one can dream. You have to, make light of it some kind of way. But I was like, I'll be back unless I hit the lottery between now and then.
now, you can't win if you don't play, right?
Right.
Right.
That's
And
right.
if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying, right? So
Yep,
I mean,
that's
I'm just
it.
saying.
And I've already hit my quota this week. I won $2, so I'm already on the roll.
Hey, $2.
Unfortunately, I spent 10. I was supposed to be spending five, but I've spent 10. So now I'm eight in the hole actually. But anyway, yep. That's my little game plan. And that's gonna be one of my ways to get out of the house. I'll probably have a Shannon to take me to a gas station or somewhere and get me a couple lottery tickets and then come on back to the house.
Couple lottery tickets and some Diet Dr. Peppers.
That's it. That's all I need.
Yeah, there you
That's all
go.
I need.
There you
Well,
go.
yeah. So I'm just like I said, soliciting your prayers, and I don't know how I'll be feeling, over the next few weeks, but I do definitely want to keep the podcast going so I can give everybody updates and everything. It may take me another month. I don't know. But we will definitely uh do another podcast and give you some updates, from the surgery, kind of how the recovery is going. So we'll keep everybody posted through our podcast or, do a little through a Facebook little reel or something like that. So,
Yeah, I thought it was kind of funny, and I felt the need to share this. But so I was at practice this morning, and Mo Carter was there, and obviously we attend the same church as Mo and
mhm.
his wife and his son, and um, he wished us for me safe travels, but prayers for the surgery. So I
Mm-hmm.
go upstairs, and a radio play-by-play person had come down to my area, and we were talking, and he was like, so I kind of explained, yeah, my wife was having surgery on Thursday. Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that. Uh, you'll be back on Saturday for the scrimmage, right? Nope, so won't.
Mm-mm.
Right. So I've had that. I've had somebody say, hey, I was working on a project. Make sure you get this done before you go off for leave.
Yeah.
Again, in this industry, like my industry, we work a thankless job, but there's times where like your family comes first.
Yeah. Yeah. You gotta draw that line. You know, jobs come and go. Your family comes first.
Tish must be really busy, man. She keep going black on the screen there, but hopefully we can get her back up. It looks like she put me out, and she came back in, or I'm back in at least. Um, so that must be the good Lord telling us to wrap it up. Is probably what it was. So I'm gonna close it out uh, as we normally do. And say everything everything is worth the wait. And catch us again on our next podcast. Coming soon. Take care. Have a wonderful night.
Oh gosh, you might have to just take us out because
I
now I
actually
can't even hear you. So
I actually already took us out.
you can just end it for us. I have no idea how to get back because I can't even hear you.
I've already ended it. Just stop recording.
All right, did you take us out?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Bye bye.